We got a bunch of fighters. I love our guys. I love the way they play. I love the way they compete. And, we're looking forward to the playoffs now.
The Baltimore Ravens are on the road for the playoffs. No coin needed, back in the jungle for round 3, Sunday Night Football, last game of a triple header, interdivision rivals.
You know what it is, man. We don't love them, they don't love us.
Facing off for the second time in 2 weeks.
I don't have any feelings about it. There are no feelings.
These Bengals will look a little different when they walk out this week, though.
Finish the second half of the season 8-0 the right way.
Going into the playoffs with a lot of momentum.
You know, they'll have AFC North crowns on their heads.
Joe was right. Enough this one out of.
Mean, nasty, tough. Let's go.
I feel like Flo from that commercial. I remember talking about how if the Ravens didn't have Lamar, toppling the Bengals would be a tall order. Maybe he'd come back.
Yes, no, yes, no, yes.
No one knows. And then the Wednesday-like emo worker lady pops up from behind me. You know you're going to talk about all of this again next week, don't you?
They're in our division, so we play them all the time. They know our scheme, they know our guys. They know what we're trying to do.
Sure, the Ravens gave the Bengals a pretty good fight for that 50-cent piece last week, and that was despite Baltimore's third-string quarterback, Anthony Brown, throwing 2 INTs, no touchdowns, a rating of 46.2.
Rookie throws over the middle, and it's dropped and intercepted.
Yeah, that's tough for Anthony Brown. That wasn't his fault. This is a tough start for a young quarterback.
So here we are again. It's deja vu all over again, I tell ya, or as Yogi would tell ya. Let's treat part of this like an episode of Obi-Wan. We quickly recap for anyone who might have forgotten. Some Star Wars fans are really old now. And for those who missed it,
Just put it in my hands, Trey. It's over.
Joe Burrow had a great year. Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd,
If y'all want to see a show, just watch it.
T. Higgins, best wide receiver trio in the game, right?
Yes, sir.
Burrow doesn't have protection issues anymore. That old issue has been snipped for a while. 8 straight games without being sacked more than 3 times.
That a baby, Cordell. That a baby. Nice job, Jonah. Way to set the tone, Ted.
They have one of the highest scoring offenses in the game.
Down the sideline, baby. He's going to take it to the house. You got 201 yards, 5 touchdowns. It's a franchise record.
Ravens defense they face hot heading into the playoffs.
Lose yourself in the moment. There ain't no tomorrow. It's right here, right now.
They shop a lot. Not many have more bags than they do this year. They've been locked in on D for a while, even last week. Wait for it. They've held wide receivers to a sub-90 rating. That garners respect.
Everybody ask somebody.
We also hit last week the fact the Ravens win over Cincinnati in Week 5 when they won 19-17 was Ravens ball. It was a little Lamar to Mark Andrews. Jackson got him on the ground. Defense took care of Burrow and Chase.
What a night for the Ravens. They come back to beat the Bengals, 19-17.
And the reality is their defense fared well enough against Burrow last week. There it is, by the way. Brown didn't just throw 2 picks. Sammy Watkins turned it over, and Brown lost one too. 4 turnovers, 1 that gave the other team 6 points.
Look out! Hendrickson. Ball's loose. It is. Reader got it. Vacuums it in. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Flock will squawk. That's fluky. Something like that won't happen again, most likely.
Run it back, win the game. Let's go.
Their previous giveaway high, 2. So you can't hang last week's 27 on their defense. They held Burrow to 5.1 yards per attempt, an 80.9 rating. They didn't dominate him, but they got the upper hand.
Come on, Joe. Let's go.
Ravens sacked Burrow a couple times, hit him 6. They held Cincinnati's run game to 2.8 per carry on 20 attempts. On 3rd down, Bengals just 5 for 15.
And the Ravens defense gets stiff in the red zone and forces the kick team on for Cincinnati.
That's the evidence Baltimore fans will point to when they explain why they genuinely believe they can win this week. They just need their offense to work with them, not against them.
Now he rips the ball away. The Bengals recover the ball. Is it a fumble? It is. Unreal. And the Bengals have it. Unbelievable.
So if Jackson comes to the rescue,
Yes, no, yes, no, yes.
which version shows up?
We've been here before, man. Y'all know what's up.
We all know what the A+ version of Lamar is all about.
Touchdown with a tumble.
Then there's the 2022 version. He hasn't played since Week 13, hasn't had a 90 rating since Week 8.
Go 8.
And the playoff version, 1-3 record, 68.3 rating, 3 touchdowns, 5 picks.
Intercepted. 2 yards deep in the end zone. He may go all the way.
Whoever the Ravens quarterback is, they face a top-rated defense in every way. Pass defense finished with elite numbers, top 5 versus tight ends, which is important when you play Baltimore. Good pass rush, stingy run defense against both running backs and quarterbacks. Also vital versus the Ravens.
They will give it to Drake. Drake grabbed by Taylor. No, he did not get it. No.
Variables, Bengals lost guard Alex Kappa. Track that one. They're already down a starting right tackle. Ravens lost Gus Edwards to a concussion last week, so we have to see what happens with him. Ravens sat J.K. Dobbins and Mark Andrews, so they're back. And maybe Lamar, which could make for an exciting third installment.
You can kiss him goodbye. Touchdown. He is electrifying.
If it's a nail-biter, Justin Tucker kicks on one side. He's the old vet, best in the game.
Best kicker in NFL history, Jerry.
For a long time. On the other side, the cocky kid coming after him, Evan McPherson, has 5 misses, all under 49 yards. He's 5 for 5 from 50+. I expect plenty of additional perspectives to make their way into the comments section, along with plenty of score predictions on how the rubber match ends. We end with 10 of those.